In this video, we will go over all of the features and functions that are available from the dashboard of the Certified Driver application. All of the features and functions that a driver needs as they go through their day are available on the dashboard. And the dashboard has been designed to be extremely user-friendly. There are three things that a driver needs to do as they go through their day to effectively use the application. They are to create a trip and do a pre-trip vehicle inspection when the driver starts their day, and to do a post-trip vehicle inspection when the driver ends their day. Those three features can be found using the Trips and Inspections button on the dashboard of the driver application. There's a lot of automation built into the application. Once a trip has been created, the driver can essentially go through their entire day without having to create or change their duty status or update their driver logs. The application does all of that for them, saving them a lot of time. Along with the automation, there is also a very sophisticated alerting and notification system built into the application. There are three automated alerts that are built into the application that are triggered based on what's happening as the driver goes through their day. And the first is, of course, hours of service, and that has to do with the grid at the bottom of the screen that you see here. This grid lists all of the hour, daily, and weekly windows that a driver has to monitor as they go through their day, providing the driver with a very nice visual. If any one of these windows falls below 1 hour, the cell will turn a bright yellow. At the same time, the first automated alert will be sent back to those who are designated to receive those alerts, internal users that is. An unlimited number of internal users can receive alerts. Different alerts can be sent to different people, so hours of service alerts may go to a safety department or a dispatch. Failed vehicle inspections can be sent to a repair shop or a mechanic. And there's a third alert, and it's based on the fact that drivers have to create a trip when they begin their day. If a driver simply hops in their vehicle, doesn't create a trip or do a post-trip vehicle inspection, and just drives the vehicle, that third alert will be triggered that simply tells internal users, whoever's designated to receive the alerts, that the vehicle has been in motion and has not yet been placed on a trip and has no pre-trip vehicle inspection. Well, that alert simply steers people to use the system correctly, but more importantly, it keeps the driver compliant. The DDLs don't start calculating until a trip has been created. A trip is what ties everything together in the application. So that is why the first thing that a driver has to do when they first begin their shift is to create a trip. And as I mentioned, the three things that a driver has to do: create a trip, do a pre-trip vehicle inspection, and do a post-trip vehicle inspection at the end of the day, can all be accomplished by using this Trips and Inspections button. The other buttons on the screen, the View Logs, allows the driver to view and display their current as well as their last 7 days of logs. They can view and display their hours of service recap, both the recap summary as well as the detail for each individual day. The driver is able to add comments, email their logs if requested, and certify their logs at the end of the day, which takes the place of a driver having to sign their logs, their paper logs, at the end of their day. The Change Duty Status button on the dashboard allows the driver, if necessary, to make manual duty changes to their driver logs. If they have to go off-duty for any reason during the day, they can click the off-duty button or the rest break button. The rest break button is also an off-duty button, however, it notates the log for them. Other duty statuses available are sleeper berth, on-duty not driving, and also the two new duty statuses that have been included in the new e-log mandates: personal conveyance and yard moves. Business transactions are a new feature that have been added to the driver application, and they allow motor carriers to be able to capture certain information that can be relayed back to the motor carrier for use in other applications. A good example of that would be hours that a driver has driven, any commodity that they want to track, any stops that they've made. So the business transaction provides the motor carrier with a way to capture transactions that are made by the ELD application. And finally, another new addition to the application, or to the dashboard, is this Messages button. This displays any messages that are relevant to the application and steer the driver into using the application correctly. So one of the messages that may be displayed, as you can see on the screen today, is a no trip, which means that the driver has not created a trip yet. So another nice feature is all that the driver has to do is click the button, and it will take them directly to the feature that needs to be completed by the driver. More about each of these functions will be gone over in much greater detail in the following few videos.